Okay, I want to explain something about Lojban, about my attitude towards Lojban. Maybe I don't know. I'm not trying to. This is a way that I think about Lojban very differently than most people who are new to Lojban seem to think about it. But I don't know that that means that it's. I'm not trying to like convey to you this that like make you think about Lojban this way. I'm just trying to show you how Lojban seems to me, since it seems to be different. A lot of people who don't speak Lojban or who speak it a little bit feel like Lojban is very fragile. And like there's this feeling like, okay, Lojban has this logical perfection, this clarity, and that must be like a crystalline object. Whoa, 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 oh, don't disturb the Lojban. Um, I, to me, it feels like pretty much the opposite. Like, I feel like what you're thinking about is in English, in order to build even a small amount of clarity, that's where it's very fragile. And you have to be like, oh, well, this is a logical thing. So, we're saying if, but we have to make special words for if, and make sure that none of the things in, like, if it's like, we can't name any of the things if, or we'll get very confused. So don't name anything if, because if you're like, if, no, stop. All right, so we'll just only name, be very careful, and only name things, things that aren't, and, and we'll very carefully build it and try to have it not fall over. Like, that's what it's like trying to be logical and precise in English. So I feel like from there you get the idea that to speak as what you think of as logical, as like just saying something precisely in Lojban. You feel like Lojban must be very careful like that all the time, but it's just the opposite. Lojban, you say something incredibly casually, with very little precision, like with very little details, and the exact level of lack of detail and the exact casualness is defined with the sort of precision that you're used to from like a programming language or a logical formalism automatically, just from like talking. Like you say, Miklamalo Zarshi, I go to the market, and um it doesn't, like, English is sort of, if you even want to say you're going to the market, it's carefully composed out of precise, delicate habits. And the more precise you want to get, the more you, if you want to go to, if you, there's something named go to, then you go to the go to. How do you go to the go to? And you start to just lose it whenever things are, whenever English like touches itself. It has to be very carefully kept from touching itself. Um, and so it feels, so then from the perspective of in English, things get more precise, more logical, the more you're like, carefully make sure they don't touch it, or they'll explode if they touch themselves. From that perspective, it seems like Lojban, a language of entirely logic and clarity, you must even more make sure nothing touches each other. But yeah, just in Lojban, you just put the stuff together without like trying hard at all. You're sort of just like, I got a sentence, I guess I'll throw a verb in there, maybe a subject, I don't know, maybe something else, just throwing a banana, Lojbadna, Lojbadna, just throwing a banana in there. Um, and, but like in English, you just can't throw in a banana. Or like you're like, if you're logicking along and then you throw in a banana, it's like, we're comedy instead now. We've lost our delicate, this banana has shattered everything. But Lojban is fine. You can just throw bananas everywhere. You can say feel badna in everything you say from now on. It will just be like, all right, that's funny that you're putting bananas, but everything is clear and fine and it's harmless. because it's with you have to be careful, like when making a new word. When you make a new word, someone will say to you, "That's a slinkuhi." You're like, "What? What's a slinkuhi?" And you need to learn about the concept of a slinkuhi, which is just a word that if you put a shmavo in front of it, like if you put like pa or lo in front of it, it'll get a lushvo out. That's what slinkuhi means. So then when you're worrying about words, making a new word is when you can, and you can just have like, so that's not all the time, and you can like have a robot help you and stuff. But when you're talking is not when you have to worry about that precision. When you're talking, there's just already are the words, and you just say them. Lojban is easier than you think. It may be less interesting than you think, because you think it's this crystalline tower of the kind of logical precision you have in English, but it's not. It's smashed down to ground level, but just has it has logic in everything. It has logical clarity in everything. For whatever that's worth, it's different apparently.